Holtz, and today I have the Scrap 5 for August, and I am super excited to be showcasing some photos of my nephew. I'm going to be using this free sketch from Scrapbook Generations, and I will link it below for you guys if you would like to download it. And I pulled out my Legendary kit from Cocoa Vanilla. I am in love with this kit. It is probably one of the better boy kits that are out there. It's just got some amazing colors in it. I did pull in this like yellow orangey background that is not from the collection. It is from just my stash, and I just wanted to use something besides white because there is a lot of white in this collection, and I felt like having a colored cardstock would be a little bit better. Now, the sketch calls for all of these pieces, and I follow the measurements pretty well. The great thing that I love about Scrapbook Generations is they go ahead and put their measurements on their sketches. I decided to just go ahead and have all of my papers touch. There is like a small border in between each one of them on the sketch, and I decided not to do that. This is probably one of my kind of favorite techniques with creating a double page layout, is just having strips of paper in different sizes and colors throughout. So you have kind of like a bigger one in the center and then two smaller ones on the outside. I used that darker wood grain, and I am just in love with that color. It's such a pretty color. And the way that I laid it on the paper, it does look like it is larger than it actually is. It looks like it actually goes behind that arrow paper. Now, for some reason, I did not line it up straight on the left-hand side for both the top and bottom pieces. So I did have to pull it up and re-line it up, but that was a simple fix for this layout. I did go ahead and pull out my brayer just to make sure that everything is laying down flat. Now, these photos are very recent photos and probably not the best photos. They were taken with my phone, and I wanted to get them printed because my nephew was super proud of this fort that he built. He took over my dining room table and almost all of the blankets in my house, taped all of the blankets to my table with packing tape. But underneath the table is where he had put the couch cushion, and he also had like a little makeshift coffee table with a teddy bear on it and a picture of my dogs. He had a little section for his medicine. And when I say medicine, it's like children's Tylenol. He also had his tablet set up and his little snacks of vanilla wafers. And so he was just super, super excited about it, wanted me to take all these pictures, and it was really late at night, so they're not the best pictures, but I love the story that goes along with it. I decided for the thread or twine section of the Grab 5, I would go ahead and add a border to the top of the layout there where the wood grain and that triangle meets. These templates are made by Bazzill, and I have sent an email to American Crafts because they do own Bazzill now in regards to bringing back these templates because they are no longer available, and I've gotten lots of questions about them. There is a link below if you decide that you would love to have these as well. If you could email American Crafts and let them know that this is something that we would want to bring back. Hopefully, if we all bombard them with emails, they will see that it is something that is still wanted and needed by our scrapbookers. I pulled out this star, and that is the second Grab 5 that I'm going to pull on my layout, and I do go ahead and back that star with like a dark gray wood grain just to fill in that star because I didn't want the different strips of paper showing. And I am going to put my title on that star as well, and that is number 3 for our Grab 5 challenge, is a 3-word title. And so my title is going to be Epic Fort Building. And so I do go ahead and pull out 2 additional sets of stickers from my stash to be able to get that title filled out. And then I start working on all of the clusters. I have all of the ephemera piece that comes with the collection, and then I also cut out quite a few stars with some scrap paper from a previous layout. So I'm just going through all of those and trying to figure out what could possibly work, and that's how I usually tend to go through my ephemera pieces. I will go through everything, and then you can see up there at the top that I've kind of laid out some embellishments that I think might work. I really like these clear stickers that are like paint splashes, but it's very difficult to see them, so I went ahead and added them to white paper, and it just gives it an extra texture right there in that cluster. If you guys paid attention to my cutting, I have fussy cut a couple of things on this layout. I fussy cut that star, which if you looked at the back of it was really horribly fussy cut out. And then I fussy cut this paint swatch here as well. And that one was probably pretty easy because it's supposed to look messy. And I do end up cutting one more out and tucking it into another cluster as well. I am going to go ahead and add this clear sticker here that says "So Cool" and a arrow right below it. I went ahead and added that mountain circle piece there. Even though these photos aren't really about outdoorsy, I just felt like it fit because, you know, it's almost like he is camping under my table. I do have the flare buttons for both the Legendary and the Boys Rule. Those two collections work well together, but I did go ahead and end up using the flare badge that says "Yeah, that's my boy" on the cluster on the right hand side, and then also adding that admit one little ticket there as well in that cluster. Up there at the top of the sketch, it does call for some banner pieces, so I pulled out these 3 star banners, and then right above it I added a word phrase sticker that says "Do your own thing." And then I'm just going to add a couple of other word phrases over on the far right hand side. In that cluster I used the word "the best," and then on the left hand side I used "love it" in that little cluster there as well. I also ended up adding some star wood veneer, which is another piece of our Grab 5. The last piece of the Grab 5 was acrylic paint, and I don't have a whole lot of acrylic paint, so I did pull out this Heidi Swap metallic texture paste in gold, and I thought maybe I could add a little bit of water to it and like make splatters. That did not work. So what I ended up doing was taking my foam brush and running it along the layout, and it just gives it these gold splashes, which works really well because I had added those like paint splashes throughout it, and I think that it turned out really awesome. I love the way that it looks. Probably should have done it like first so that it could have gone under the paper a little bit, but you live and learn, and you guys know that I don't do a whole lot of mixed media, so it worked for me. I did go ahead and add a couple of enamel dots as well into the top cluster there, as well as the cluster on the far right hand side. So here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. I would love for you guys to check out all of the other ladies in the Grab 5 and see what they did with the wood veneer, stars, acrylic paint, thread or twine, and 3-word title. All of their links will be below for you guys to check out their videos. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.